a lot of different clusters, and some people say it's extremely beneficial to have donors involved in your process because they can A, understand what where you're coming from, or B, you can get a better idea of the criteria and match it up. However, I think there are also some very bad examples where donors being involved have been too influential. And therefore it's not been about the needs, it's been about the donor's criteria. What is
community-based district development assembly,
yeah?
district development assembly, and community council. They should be included in the planning vision.
Great. So if you've got community representatives in those forums, that seems like a great idea. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's important is you need to think about who should be involved and how can we put together a team for it. There's a model in your handbooks which just sets out the process of how to put it together. And it's you collect your data, initially it's secondary data, your preliminary assessment, and your cluster partner profile. So what's the capacity and what are the needs? So once you've done that, what we've been doing in the last few days. Thinking back to Tuesday morning, these were the objectives that I set out. So by this point in time, you should understand the humanitarian reform and the cluster environment, the skills of cluster participation and the meeting skills. We packed a lot into Tuesday, didn't we? Day 2, we looked at consensus building and conflict management. We had the simulation meeting, developing partnerships, then we had setting standards and cross-cutting issues, and inter-cluster coordination. And that was a busy day too. And what we've been doing today is looking at information management, coordinated assessments, resource mobilization, and planning. So that's some. So in going through this, what you recognise as being, well, this is what I bring to it, this is what I'm good at. But also, what do you think are the WASH cluster strengths at the moment? Because we don't want to lose anything, we want to build on the strengths. But then, nothing's perfect. So, what are the areas you personally think that I could get even better? Whether it's as in a coordination role, or whether it's in a participation role. How can I be more effective in the cluster? And what do you think the WASH cluster needs to do in order to improve and get even better at what you're doing? I mean, as Bill said right at the beginning, WASH cluster is good, okay? And WASH cluster in Pakistan is particularly good. I've had a wonderful 3 days. I've got an even better understanding of the challenges that you're facing in Pakistan, but I actually come away from it really heartened because I think you really do have a lot of strengths, and you've got the opportunity to really tackle some of those issues. So I really thank you for sharing with me what you have, and I will take this learning and I will take it into other clusters. Well, I'll take it to Bangladesh next week for a start. So yeah, thank you for the opportunity. It's been lovely working with you.
Of course, I've been coming and going for years, and I've been working with you all, some of you at least, in emergency responses. So some of what I already knew has been reinforced. Actually, a lot of what I already knew has been reinforced. And it's nice to be refreshed, just how energetic and how enthusiastic and how sharp you all are. I think the tone was set with the very first question. The very first question, I said to myself, uh-oh, this is going to be a tough 3 days. How do you hold the UNICEF accountable? I believe was the first question. Is that? But I learned, most importantly, I had reinforced not only my belief that within the WASH clusters, Pakistan is the best. That was just reinforced. That's something I knew. But what I actually have learned is that, in fact, I think you're actually pretty good. So thank you very much.
Okay, it's my turn now. So, including the earthquake and after the earthquake, probably I would have conducted about more than 100 WASH meetings. So I'm pretty experienced as far as conducting the meetings is concerned. But the good thing I learned from this is that there are still areas which can be improved and where improvement can be made. And the other thing is that these 3 days have given me an opportunity to meet all of you informally also, because normally when we meet it's for say 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and then we go. And we had an opportunity to discuss and to find out that how we can improve ourselves, how we can further, and what type of information or what type of training, capacity buildings you require. At the same time, I am also encouraged to see that you recognize that there are strengths of the cluster and that you are willing to contribute to the cluster. It's not a one-way trip. Expect